Okay, Film Festival International London, Hammersmith. Good afternoon, Cam McCutcheon. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to London.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely fantastic having you here. You had your screening yesterday.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, good numbers, good turnout.
Yeah, it was a good turnout. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm glad.
Excellent. It's an unusual piece.
It is a very unusual piece.
Yeah, I like it. I like what you did. And for me, it resonated a lot of the old classics with a little bit of samurai, with all the chaos and the motorbikes and everything else. But I'm not going to throw a spoiler in there. I'm going to let you explain.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about Catrachos and Kings.
Catrachos and Kings. That's right.
What's a catracho?
Catracho is a native Honduran word that means Honduran.
Okay.
So Hondurans and kings, if you translate it, it's a local slang word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically bandits and kings.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You took on a lot of very brave approaches to filmmaking.
Thank you.
And I know you did it on a wing prayer and a very small budget.
We did.
And it doesn't come across, to be fair. You know, I mean, whatever favors you pulled in, whatever magic tricks you pulled off, I saw some classic cinema techniques there. And I saw some very good acting in some of the elements in there were absolutely outstanding. And I understand that a lot of your cast were novice?
They were. So we brought the main two characters were American.
Yeah.
That were played by Casey Mills and Eric Ways. We brought them down. They were like kind of part of the crew. And then everybody else we cast locally in this place called the Agwan Valley. We went on the TV. We kind of put it out there that we were going to make a movie. We had already kind of got permission from the mayor and the police chief.
Yeah.
And I went down 6 months before we shot, and they were like bussing people in, and we actually held auditions at this bakery, and we had about like 300 people come to audition.
Yeah.
Never seen a camera before, all locals.
Yeah.
They all wanted to play the bad guy, pretty much. They were all pretty enthusiastic.
Right, a lot of pastry deals going on that day there.
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to make what I would call a modern Western?
Well, I've always loved the Western. I was like just coming out of film school, and like a big focus in film school was Westerns. Like a huge inspiration would be John Ford, but then some of the spaghettis like Clint Eastwood and Sergio and all those things. Yeah. And it was just like a genre that I really loved to explore, Robert Rodriguez and stuff. And we were really drawn to making a Western, and I'm kind of an extreme guy, and we wanted to make it in a place that was just as crazy as the film.
You're definitely an extreme guy. Anybody that's met you for 5 minutes can tell that, but everybody that's seen your film will come out of there absolutely bewildered how you pulled that off.
So we wanted to shoot it authentic. It was just like dirt road, banana town in Honduras, and we just wanted to shoot it.
Yeah. So you were strapped to the back of trucks and... and riding on the back of bikes and everything with a camera.
The craziest shot was actually the cinematographer Nick. No joke, we took ratchets and we ratcheted him down to the top of a truck.
Yeah.
And then we were like driving around the street, and he was operating this door rig. It was pretty funny.
Sounds like your crew could do some Japanese endurance.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't know how much of my crew would listen to me again when it comes to making a movie, but yeah.
Well, you sold them the dream. They got involved. They got to the end of it.
They did.
You've got a finished piece of content.
That's true, and seriously, they were all amazing. Like everyone had to do 10 jobs, and we had to wake up really early, go to bed really late. There were constant... It was a good day if there were like 10 problems, and I know that's movie making, but we had so many other problems down there. Movie making problems with the logistics, but then we had flooding problems and the generator blew up, and we had all this crazy stuff. So literally the crew was amazing.
How many days shooting?
So we were down in Honduras for 60 days. We probably shot about 30 of those days, more or less. Yeah. And the other days were either rest days or like mad scrambling for B-roll or like trying to get something done.
You must have had some weather challenges.
Yeah, it was. So it's funny, in our movie, the main city is called La Ciudad Seca, the dry city, which is a fictional city. And we wanted this old John Ford, Sergio Leone, like Robert Rodriguez, really dry town. But in Honduras, we decided to shoot in the rainy season. So it was dry in the morning, and then every afternoon it would just pour down rain.
Wow.
And so there was like just mass flooding in the afternoon. And, you know, like, and even up to the day we left, there was this hurricane that was off the coast, and they were like shutting down the town, and we had an hour to get out to make it to the airport. And it was, weather was, you know, plus the fact that it was hot. We barely had AC. There were power outages throughout the day.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. No, I was really impressed with what I saw, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously we saw a rough cut for the benefit of the festival, but, you know, your ideas are really quite maverick, and you know there's a nobleness to the approach that you took as well, because you wanted to tell quite an honest story in the midst of chaos. You know? So it was like a slice of Kill Bill.
Well,
with a bit of samurai and everything else thrown in there on motorbikes.
Yeah, well, we wanted, you know, I'm a big motorcycle guy, and you know, our crew member Ethan, he was like the gaffer, the grip. He was like the whole lighting and grip department. And he is a motorcycle guy too, and like I kind of got into it through him. And then so we wanted to make it Western. You know, we could have actually not done modern in Honduras. There were so many horses as is. Sure. But we did Western, and then or modern day Western, and we had this big script, and we had all these cast members, and we wanted to tell this crazy story of interwoven fates and everything, and some of it comes across, some of it doesn't, but, you know, it was a good experience.
I think it translates well, because, like I said, I mean, you know, it had the dynamics in there you would expect from classic cinema, and like I said, I sort of lent the Asian cinema, you know, perspective there, basically, with the action sequences that you put in there that could have easily been sword, that just happened to be guns.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and people were very, very busy in the angst that you created on screen. Yeah. So, you know, coordinating that must have been a bit of a nightmare, basically, logistically and action planning those scenes as a director. You know, you must have hit a few challenges, but I think you dealt with it well.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was a constant challenge, you know, and especially with some of those scenes. You know, I mean, part of the scenes we had no choice. It was like, you know, the motorbikes could only do so much, and we only had so much stretch of road before we either got kicked out or, you know, the motorbike broke down or something. And so it was constantly trying to squeeze out, like, how much can we get for what we're working with, and that applies to the stunts, the acting, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I'm sure Mr. Rodriguez has hit more than a few challenges in his career and come out the same way. Yeah. You know, not necessarily smelling the roses, but feeling like he's achieved something with every step that he's taken in his career, and I hope that long continues for you as well, because this is your first, right? First,
and this is the first feature, and you know, the whole point of this was to just prove to myself that we could make it. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm sure a lot of the crew and, you know, even myself were thinking like, oh, what could it do possibly? But really, you know, I felt dirty calling myself a director without anything under my belt. I mean, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And like people, and I don't really care if people do it, but like personally, you know, I had plans to graduate and move out to LA. And I just was like, there's no way I can move out to LA without something under my belt. And we just decided to go down to Honduras.
There's an interesting comparative here, though, with your journey and Robert Rodriguez's, because his first film was with Danny Trejo, yeah?
I don't know if Trejo was in it, but it was El Mariachi.
El Mariachi,
and that was, that's obviously a huge inspiration. Yeah. And, you know, just the fact that, you know, you can go down to a place like that and kind of get the town involved and just make it super guerrilla style. And, you know, guerrilla style filmmaking is like, that's all we have. It's so funny, like guerrilla style is used by like people who don't usually do it to describe like a technique, but really like that's all we knew was filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know, like we had the budget was huge for us. Now, like after being at festivals and talking to people, I'm realizing it was tiny.
Sure.
But we got the lighting equipment welded in town by this guy named Chepe.
Yeah.
Like we had work lights from Home Depot that he welded on to light stands. All of the grip equipment, like the flags and the butterflies, we had sewn in town by a seamstress.
Yeah.
And then and so like it was all kind of renegade and we were trying to just stretch the budget, but that's all we really knew how to do. Like we didn't, there was never once where we were like, oh, we wish we had this or had that, because it was just, that's all we had.
But you pulled it off. You got a beginning, middle, and end. You got a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you got a bit more editing to do, but I like what you've achieved.
Yeah, thank you.
You clearly had a competent cinematographer on board.
Yeah. So the cinematographer, his name was Nick Ofterhar.
Yeah.
And Nick was, the first person I had really connected with in film school, and he was my roommate throughout film school, and he was this like mad genius of a cinematographer, and we were kind of like yin yang or some, I don't know, that might be too calm. We had a very explosive creative relationship.
Yeah.
And we were either I would say let's do this, and he'd be like, that's way too far, we can't do that, or he would say let's do this, and I would say it's way too far. But he totally carried that movie, and he actually never got to see it because he passed away last November. He had plans to. Yeah. We had kind of like, he had moved out to LA to go to Chapman, and I had moved out to LA but was living in Hollywood, and at some point he was like, I don't want to see the movie until it's finished. Yeah. And so he had plans to come over and see the movie, and and then right before he was going to see it, he died. Oh. Yeah, and like even like right now, there's not a day that goes by where I don't think about him, and and like probably hope for the rest of my life he's going to be like the biggest inspiration.
Of course. And the fact that you finished it tilts the cap.
Yeah.
To his journey too.
Yeah.
So you should be proud of that. You should be really proud of that. I mean, I'll shake your hand on that actually.
Yeah.
Because you saw it through.
Yeah.
And lost a friend along the way. I mean, that's a big dent as well. But you meet these people in life, and they play a role in your journey.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate he didn't continue the journey with you, but the inspiring installation of what he brought to the table is now pushing you forward in leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And you can say thank you very much, because it was a joint venture, and he wherever he is will be proud of what you created.
I think he would be. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
And he'll always be with me on the next one. There'll always be someone over. Whenever like I shoot something, he'll kind of be on my shoulder, like saying like, either what are you doing, or this is cool. Or,
for sure.
It's kind of like, what would Nick do is probably always going to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you're an actor as well?
Not an actor.
No.
Wow. I'm sensing a trend in festivals of a lot of like director actors,
there is.
I am not an actor, and
because we had a bet on, it was like, were you Jeff Bridges' son?
Oh yeah,
are you the Lost Hemsworth?
I'm the Lost Hemsworth.
You're the Lost Hemsworth.
A lot shorter and uglier. I've never acted, and I like have never had urge to act, and it's just, I think, and it's not nothing against it or anything like that. It's just kind of like I don't know. I've always been a behind the camera type of guy.
I don't think you should rule it out.
Yeah.
You've got a nice presence, and the screen likes you. The camera likes you. So you've got the mind of getting the best out of the industry itself. Right. So never say no.
Right.
That's the best thing. I mean, the beautiful thing about these festivals are you constantly meeting people that are on the same page that go, would you?
Right.
And you've got a choice, yes or no.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you're doing more of the same yourself here as well. You know, as the week progresses, obviously you'll network more people.
Definitely.
I'd be amazed if you don't come out of this festival with an idea for something new.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, something that you had mentioned was some cuts I needed to make, and I stayed up late last night thinking of the cuts I need to make and stuff. And so when I get back to LA, we'll hit the ground running with whatever's next.
Fabulous, yeah. Don't forget to take a breather as well. You know, you've done the job.
Yeah.
Enjoy the festival.
Yeah.
You had a good screening. You got the awards night coming up.
That's right.
Fingers crossed. And, you know.
And I want to say something about the awards night. Where one of the awards we're nominated for is an art department award.
Fabulous.
And I don't know how often this is said, but this girl named Kelly Kruger, who is one of Nick and I's best friend, and she was really close to Nick as well. She did every single aspect of the production design, from costumes all the way to makeup to even scheduling extras, and hopefully we get that one so I can bring that back for her.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. You got any goals for the festival?
You know, I want my movie to create some sort of buzz, and I think it has in a way, and I want the award ceremony to go well. And then I think mainly, though, I want to, I've enjoyed meeting a lot of people. It's been my first time where I can kind of talk to people that have ideas and passions the same as me, and, hopefully get some good connections for when I get back to LA.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
For the future.
Well, Cam, you're a very approachable guy. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck with the awards night.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Yeah.